to establish a foothold in the NFL and on the cusp of doing it very successfully.
Yeah, you think back to that period, those early days as the coach of the Raiders, the late 60s in the AFL and then in the NFL in the early 70s. Coach was a guy who was ahead of his time. The Raiders were one of the first teams to have mini camps, one of the first to film practice, because he wanted to practice coaching as much as he could. And his teams, they were successful right from the start of his head coaching tenure.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. So as we mentioned at the top, well, let's take you through the life of John Madden. And, you know, it's very fitting that we're here back in the Bay Area, not just because John's so associated with Raider football, but also because this was where he spent his formative years.
Yeah, he grew up over in Daly City. John Robinson, who will also become an NFL head coach. He played his high school ball at Jefferson High, eventually wound up playing tackle at the University of Oregon, and later Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. Played well enough that in 1958, he was a 21st round draft pick of the Philadelphia Eagles. That's right, the draft had 30 rounds then.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 18. 51 yards on the punt there. And the AFC will take over 1st and 10. So, Charles, as mentioned, we've got another Coach Madden over here on the AFC sideline. Of course, his Raiders, members of the AFC West. So this is a conference he battled in for his entire career. And you think about the landscape of the NFL as he was getting into the back half of his tenure. It was a golden era for coaches. You had Don Shula, Tom Landry, Chuck Noll, Bud Grant. But it was John Madden who had the best winning percentage of them all, CD. 759, the best ever.
Brandon, it's hard to believe he could be so successful in a conference with all those great teams. The Steelers won 4 Super Bowls. The Dolphins won 2 and were a mainstay in the playoffs. The Colts were tough. The Broncos came on late and went to a Super Bowl themselves. But against Hall of Fame coaches, John Madden's record, 36, 16, and 2. That's pretty incredible. His Raiders were a factor each and every year.
But Charles, you mentioned Coach was a 21st round draft pick back in 1958. It was the Philadelphia Eagles who selected him. But unfortunately for John, knee problems, they just continued to dog him. He was hurt in his first training camp, actually never saw the field as a player in the NFL. But it was still during his time with the Eagles, you and I were talking about this before going on air, that you could start to see the light bulb going on for what his career path might entail.
And it went on in a big way, didn't it? Because while he was rehabbing his knee, he started to spend a lot of time breaking down film with the Eagles, with quarterback Norm Van Brocklin, the future Hall of Famer and future head coach in the NFL. Remember, Van Brocklin coached with the Falcons, he coached with the Vikings. And it was there, during that time, I think Coach Madden realized his love of football and love for teaching, combining all that together, and that meant being a football coach. So in 1960, began his coaching career at a small college south of San Luis Obispo called Allen Hancock, and then later at San Diego State University under another legendary coach, the guy who could throw it around pretty well, Don Coryell.
Brady going to go on 4th down, and it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way with a football. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it, and that will force a turnover on downs. So they take a big chance here in their own territory, and you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right, the social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here?
They'll throw on first down with Favre. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Charles, you know, it was in the early 1960s that a young John Madden made the acquaintance of the owner of the Oakland Raiders, one Al Davis, of course. And the two, they really bonded, would become one of the best owner-coach duos in NFL history. And to take it a step further, Al Davis became someone who John referred to as his best friend.
Yeah, 1967, Brandon, Al Davis hired Coach Madden to be a linebackers coach. Remember, this was still the AFL at that point. They had not merged totally with the NFL. And Coach Madden, he paid dividends almost immediately. Helped the Raiders win the AFL title in 1968. And that meant a date with the Green Bay Packers in what was now known as Super Bowl II. But by 1969, at the age of 32, just 32, Brandon, John Madden assumed the mantle of head coach of the Oakland Raiders. And what a ride he, the Raiders, and the NFL were about to go on.
And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. On third down, they'll run it with Sanders. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
So we're through one at the Coliseum in Oakland. 0-0 our score. This is the John Madden Legacy game on EA Sports.
The NFC with the football here to begin the second quarter. Here we go now on first and goal. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Jumping all the way from the outside, maybe getting a little early start in the corner blitz.
And the only time it makes sense to get that penalty is exactly as you described. Otherwise, he should never get that penalty.
So the ball's moved to about the... After the penalty, first and goal.
Sanders. Score. It's it.
Time to decide how you're going to make your Madden NFL 23 debut. You could put yourself back on the game's biggest stage and raise that Lombardi in Super Bowl 56.
You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the boom. You gotta choose. Yeah, I jump out the booth. Then I might hop through the roof. Count all the rings. My team is the truth, but they some liars to you. And they never sing, but they always shoot. And all of their diamonds are new. And that's why I'm here with villain, cause I really get it. And I need all my honeys in blue. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the boom. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the boom. You gotta choose. Make a choice. I need 100 pack for my boys. Be hating and talking and talking and hating. I bet you I kill the noise. I've been a man like I'm Peyton. I boost up my rating. You know how I play with toys. Pop out on any occasion, get standing ovations. They can't help it but rejoice. They all wanna follow me, cause I got my foot on the opposition neck and ain't no apologies. 100 yards, you know I own all the property. Daddy's home, you know I own all the property. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got but you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the boom. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the boom. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the boom. You gotta choose. You gotta choose. You gotta choose. You gotta choose. You gotta choose.
Yeah, that my Brooklyn, go see Chirac, Southside, C12, 911, grrr to the reality, we still outside. Mine on the richest, heart in the trenches. You can't throw dirt on the underground, we thrive in it. Ghana boys stocks on the rise, Charlie, this flex know they ready. See, we were not the ride nobody with, we're the ones who started with it. Translation, Yanni had to buy, Yanni had Yanni hits. This goes so hard, even the ops go with it, That's how you know we lit. Grrr,
The
Florida humidity certain to be a factor in this one. There's no other way to say it, really. It is hot. It is humid here at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Arizona Cardinals and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now the big leg of Matt Prater ready to get this one started. And off we go from Tampa. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
Get set together. Hey, get it.
To the air right away is Brady. And Brate, the tight end's got it. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
Hey, let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll run again with Bernard. And some room to roam now. And this is going to be a Bucs first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line. It was just 3rd down and short, but he bit off a little extra.
I would say way more than he could chew, but he chewed up all that yardage in a big way. And that, to me, that was a combination of offensive line, stacked defense, and they handled it. Okay, they got the leverage, they got the blocking angles, and opened up a nice crease. And once you get past that first wave, there's room to roam.
Yeah, that's just the 3rd play from scrimmage. They wanted to avoid that 3 and out. They did. Brady's throw there complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Throwing now is Brady. Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marco Wilson. And he'll be taken down, although there is a flag down. Will this stand? So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Murray again, this is counter. And he is going to lose yardage here. Vita Vea stopped that play in its tracks. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. To throw, it's Murray. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Logan Ryan. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. They'll run it here with Bernard. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
That was a good illustration of setting the edge as a defensive end, being able to make sure that you stay on your feet no matter what type of block, and you're not going to get pushed inside. Stayed home, skated to the outside, and made the play.
Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. Underneath, he's got Brate. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. They'll go for it. It's Brady. Escaping the pressure right. Going for Evans, but that pass is intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Cardinals are going to take over here up near the 40.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his second interception.
They start the drive with Connor, and nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defense in front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
And Murray in trouble here, and down he goes. Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Again, here's Bernard. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. To throw is Brady. Getting it out wide here to Bernard. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Bernard. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Now Bernard. And they'll get this down to the 10. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10. Fournette running out of the gun. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Brady. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch it. Doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So Brady departs, and on it's Ryan Succop for the Buccaneer field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Succop's kick is good, and the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it. So they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides to be thrilled with that.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there, because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. He's able to knock that one away.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Joe Tryon. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Williams. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away.
And he'll take it just outside the 40. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return, and this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10.
And Brady and the Buccaneers here, 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Isaiah Simmons picking it off.
And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. After the turnover, here's Murray.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st.
From the gun on 3rd down, Murray. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. Murray now to throw.
And this will be swung out here for counter. And he'll get this forward only for about a yard, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Murray. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 26. Now Murray. Complete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Murray going to throw. Zach Ertz has it complete.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
To throw again on 2nd down. Murray eluding the pressure right. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hopkins.
And the Cardinals are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they can be set up with a 1st and goal.
Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the 3rd time. Picked up by Jamel Dean.
Accelerating, and off he goes. The 30. 10. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. Ryan Suckathon for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air.
On the return, Rondale Moore will bring it out. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Well, the Cardinals going to get the football one final time here in this 1st half.
And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation, either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it. Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
1st down, Murray. Flushed out right. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this 1st half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Murray from midfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Blocked by Antoine Winfield Jr. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half and several different...
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. You sure you're ready for the third quarter? Need to use a bathroom or anything? All right, cool. Let's go. It'll be the Cardinals who get the ball first. They trail here as we resume action in the third quarter. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Murray looks to throw again, 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Murray now on first down. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. They'll fake it to counter. Now Murray. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. From the gun, Murray. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Bucs are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second...
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
Brady and the Bucs now with a 1st and 10
at the 20. The drive starts with a handoff to the runner. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
He had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
They'll run here with Connor. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Throwing now is Murray. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it, incomplete.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time. With the connection.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Rondale Moore.
A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Cardinals use the short field to get in for 6.
Prater for the extra point. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a 1st and 10
at their own 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
Fakes the give to Fournette. Now Brady.
Here's Johnson with a reception. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 33 yards that time.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just saw receivers find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
On play action. Now Brady. Godwin's got it. Touchdown Tampa Bay. A great effort there. 28 yards. And the Bucs are able to strike for 6. And he pushed it right. It's no good. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Throwing on 1st down is Murray. Over the middle, complete. It's Moore. And they're able to get this one across the 35. On 1st and 10, here's Murray.
That one into the hands of Hopkins downfield.
Touchdown, Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins, 62 yards.
And the Cardinals are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
Extra point good by Prater. And the lead is down to 2. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
So out come the Bucs now.
Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
Now a play fake. Brady. And my goodness, another interception. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Murray now on 1st down. This will be caught inside the 10. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Here's Murray. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Back now in Tampa. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4.
It'll be Murray on the keeper.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup.
They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Connor.
Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
And I don't think there should be much of a discussion here, but you know how I am. You kick the football, you take the lead. How bold do you wanted to be in this situation, though.
A field goal gets him the lead, but they'll risk it here on 4th and goal. Now Murray's got to have this one. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jamel Dean. He's got the lane, and there he goes. The 20. And it's a pick six. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. So they go for it on 4th and goal, hoping to get 6, and it's 6 the other way.
If hindsight is 20/20, they would have gone in and kicked the field goal, but by being aggressive, it actually cost them. Gave up 6 points going the other way.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. After the pick six, they go right back to the air. And now here's another interception. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here, not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Buda Baker with a pick. The 40. Past the 20. And they will score. It's a pick six for the Cardinals touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fields it right around the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Buccaneers are in great shape here as they take over at the 46-yard line. The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out 1st and 10 at their own 46. And the drive starts with a completion left side. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. Completes it again to Gage. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2. Now a carry for Bernard. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On play action, it's Brady. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Cards are right back in this football game. With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah. Ty Detmer.
He's with the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good.
able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Murray to Moore for the Cardinal first.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Back to throw. Murray. Eluding the pressure right.
This will be caught downfield by Moore.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Now Murray. Flushed out right. And this is going to be intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. And the Bucs have just about sewn up this football game.
Just when you thought this game might be turned on its ear, a late interception pretty much going to seal the deal.
Yeah, boy, talk about having your backs to the wall. This defense, they look like they were in danger of surrendering this lead, but they knew they needed that one play. And they got it right there, partner.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Bernard. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
63 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Brady going to look to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Kyler Murray now in the Cardinal offense. Down by 2. 33 seconds to go. How costly of an interception will that be? It's time to find out. 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Murray to throw. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
2nd down and 3.
To throw is Murray. And now here is another interception.
And the Buccaneers have just about sewn up this football game. Well, with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped.
He's got a man. Complete. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
As our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lead, yeah, a little extra on top.
So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay.
Let's go.
show that I said I'm coming for everything. I am the first. You seen the making of a star, they hear my name and remember me. I am the first of all time. Said I'm coming for everything. You good, but to be great, you gotta have confidence. The next level was legend. You gotta have accomplishments. In any league, they considering me dominant. The long falls, you know the pit of defeat, bottomless. I was hungry way before I got your support. I hopped off the porch around the time that y'all got awards. Lyrical exercise, this what I call a sport. The fourth bar, brother, when I push the rock off the court. I got champion genetics. Champion genetics. Next level. One of the best. Remember me. I am the first. You seen the making of a star, they hear my name and remember me. Remember me. I am the first. Just let the record show that I said I'm coming for everything. I am the first. You seen the making of a star, they hear my name and remember me. Remember me. I am the first. Just let the record show that I said I'm coming for everything. The chattermouths who talent don't average out. If your flow ain't nowhere near this caliber, that don't count. Competition get flattened out. Getting money like I went top 3 in the first round. My salary that amount. They want my style, but that ain't much to be flat about. I take it as a challenge when rappers calling my status out. One of the best, and they ain't my pedigree. You can have the rings, or we did it, AI's legacy. I got champion genetics. Next level. One of the best. Remember me. I am the first. You seen the making of a star, they hear my name and remember me. I am the first. Just let the record show that I said I'm coming for everything. I am the first. You seen the making of a star, they hear my name and remember me. Remember me. I am the first. Just let the record show that I said I'm coming for everything. I am the first. Next level. One of the best. Everything. I am the first. Remember me.
With your goons, I'm bringing my game. All of that talking just sound like a show. I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. You hear the crowd, they screaming my name. I got the stadium going insane. Done with the talking, it ain't no discussion. You started, I finished, put me in the game. Put me in the game. Yeah, put me in the game. All of that talking just sound like a show. I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. Hey, coach, put me in the game. They put me in, so I'm going in. Eyes and got even again. Watch what you say, I'm not one of them. When I jump in my bag, I could jump out the gym. Take a look at my legacy, I gotta let them see I'm out here winning, cause I'm on a mission. Put me in the game, cause the way I'm feeling, I honestly do not see no competition. I gotta get it, so it ain't no quitting. We jumped off the benches and jumped in the trenches. No one is better than all of us, and that's why all of us been winning from the beginning. It's more than a care, don't play with my name. You come with your goons, I'm bringing my game. All of that talking just sound like a show. I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. You hear the crowd, they screaming my name. I got the stadium going insane. Done with the talking, it ain't no discussion. You started, I finished, put me in the game. Put me in the game.